It was almost midnight. I was sitting in the courtyard sipping tea when my phone suddenly rang loudly. A late-night call is never good news. And for some reason, my heart began to race. I looked at the screen. It was my grandson, Harris. I answered immediately. "Harris? Are you okay?" His voice trembled as if he had been crying. "Grandma, I'm at the police station." The cup almost slipped from my hand. "The police station? What on earth are you doing there?" He sniffed, trying to breathe normally through quiet sobs. "Grandma, my stepmother hit me. I ran out of the house, and the police picked me up. A cold shock ran through my body. And your father? Did you tell him?" Harris's voice broke. "Dad says I'm lying. He thinks I'm making a drama. He doesn't believe me, Grandma. Not even a little." Hearing that shattered my heart. How could my own son be so blind? I grabbed my sandals and rushed out of the house. The streets were empty, the night silent, but my footsteps only grew faster. With every step, anger and fear twisted deeper inside me. When I reached the police station, I saw Harris sitting on a wooden chair, like a wounded little bird. His eyes were swollen, his arm bruised, his lip cut. I went straight to him and hugged him tightly. "I'm here now. No one will hurt you again." A constable nearby said quietly, "Ma'am, the boy is telling the truth. The injuries are fresh and serious." I whispered, almost trembling, "How do I make my son understand that it's not his wife? It's his child who is telling the truth?" Just then, the door creaked open. My son, Imran, walked in, face red with anger. And the worst thing? The moment my son Imran walked into the police station with his wife, the air grew heavier. She stood beside him confidently, pretending innocence, her face arranged into a perfect mask of worry. "Harris?" she said softly, as if she hadn't laid her hands on him. "My child, why did you run away like that?" Harris shrank back in his chair, clinging to my arm. He didn't answer. His silence spoke louder than any words. Imran looked at me first, not at his bruised son. "Ami, please, don't encourage him. He does this for attention." I clenched my teeth. Attention? Does attention make a child run to a police station at midnight? "Look at his face, Imran. Look at his arm." But Imran refused to even glance at the bruises. His wife stepped closer, her tone dripping with sweetness. "He fell, Ami G. You know how careless kids are. I was just trying to discipline him because he talks back." "Talks back?" I snapped. "He's 10 years old. Not a criminal." The constable, who had been watching silently, finally spoke. "Sir, the child has clear injury marks. This is not a fall." Imran's jaw tightened. For a moment, his confidence wavered, but instead of accepting the truth, he got angrier. "You don't understand," he said loudly. "Harris lies. He tells stories. He never listens. My wife tries her best." Harris suddenly stood up, tears streaming. "I'm not lying, Dad. She hit me. She hit me again and again." His voice cracked, echoing in the quiet room. For the first time, Imran's eyes flickered, not with concern, but embarrassment. He hated scenes, hated being questioned, hated anything that made him look weak. His wife grabbed his arm, whispering, "Let's take him home. He'll forget by morning." I stepped in front of Harris, blocking their way. "He's not going anywhere with you tonight." Imran glared at me. "Ami, don't interfere." But I was past the point of fear. This is not interference. This is protection. And for the first time, I saw something dangerous in my daughter-in-law's eyes. A flicker of rage. The tension in the police station felt suffocating. Imran's eyes darted between me and his wife, trying to measure how much I would push. Harris clung to my hand, trembling, yet finally found the courage to speak again. "Dad, she hit me. She doesn't care," Harris whispered, voice quivering. Imran's wife, standing stiffly beside him, rolled her eyes. "He's exaggerating," she said, forcing a small smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Ami G, children sometimes get carried away with stories. You know how they are." But the constable stepped forward, holding his notebook. "Ma'am, we've already recorded the injuries. Witnesses saw the bruises yesterday. This isn't a story." Imran's face hardened. I said he lies. Before the argument could escalate, Harris blurted out, "You don't even ask why, Dad. She locks me in my room for hours if I don't do as she says." Silence fell. I could see a flicker of doubt in Imran's eyes, but he swallowed it down, his pride stronger than truth. His wife's hands twitched nervously. She tried to maintain control. I stepped closer to Imran. "You can keep closing your eyes, Imran, but one day, these lies, this cruelty, it will destroy him. You're his father. You're supposed to protect him, not ignore him." Imran's jaw clenched. He opened his mouth, then closed it again, unsure how to respond. The anger that had fueled his denial began to crumble slightly. Harris looked at me with desperate eyes, his small hand gripping mine. "Daddy, I don't want to go home with them. Please don't make me." That moment broke the thin mask Imran had been wearing. His face flushed, his lips pressed tightly together, and his wife's facade of calm started cracking. The constable cleared his throat. "Sir, we can't force the child to go home if he's afraid for his safety. We have to follow the law." Imran looked like a lion, cornered, furious, confused, yet powerless. And for the first time, I realized the moment had come where he could no longer ignore the truth. Harris's small voice cut through the tension again. "Dad, please, believe me this time." And in that brief pause, I saw the beginning of a shift, a fracture in the lies that had held our family captive. The tension in the police station had reached a breaking point. Imran's wife, once confident and composed, now shifted nervously from one foot to the other. Her eyes darted around, searching for an escape, but there was nowhere to hide. Harris, still holding my hand, gathered courage. "Dad, you have to believe me. She hit me. She doesn't care about me." For the first time, Imran paused. He looked at his son's bruised arm, the swollen lip, the scared eyes, the undeniable proof of cruelty he had refused to see before. I don't understand," he muttered, voice shaky. I stepped closer, calm but firm. "It's very simple, Imran. The truth is right in front of you. Harris is not lying. You are choosing to ignore him, and that is not what a father does." Imran's wife tried to speak, but the words stuck in her throat. The constable nodded at me subtly, giving a small sign that we could file a proper complaint if needed. Harris, encouraged, added, "I just want to be safe, Dad. I don't want to go home with her tonight. Please." Imran finally dropped his stubborn pride. He ran his hand over his face, looking torn. Then he said softly, "Okay, we'll figure this out. I should have listened to you earlier, son." Harris's small face lit up with relief. For the first time, he felt protected, believed, and loved. I held him close, "See? The truth always finds a way, even if some people refuse to see it at first." The constable smiled. It's good that he spoke up. No child should be afraid of home. As we left the station, I turned to the camera. Because yes, the story is shared for everyone who needs to hear it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see the next part of Harris's journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps bring real stories to light. Harris squeezed my hand, smiling faintly. I whispered, "Next time we'll make sure no one ever doubts you again." The morning sun shone through the police station windows, casting light on the long, tense night. Harris, still trembling slightly, sat beside me, feeling safer than he had in weeks. Imran had finally accepted the truth. He looked at his wife with disappointment and anger. "This cannot continue," he said firmly. "We will take the proper steps. Harris's safety comes first, always." His wife's face went pale. She tried to speak, but the weight of her actions silenced her. The constable gave instructions on filing a report and arranging counseling for Harris, ensuring he would never face this fear again. I hugged Harris tightly. "You see, my dear? Even when people refuse to see the truth, standing up for yourself and speaking out makes all the difference." Harris smiled faintly, wiping a tear from his cheek. "Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for believing me." Imran finally knelt down beside his son, tears threatening to fall. "I'm so sorry, son. I should have listened." I promise, no one will hurt you like this again." The constable nodded, satisfied. Justice is not just about punishment. It's about making sure the child is safe and cared for. As we left the police station, I looked into the camera. If you felt Harris's courage and our struggle touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Real stories like this deserve to be heard, and your support can help protect children everywhere. Harris held my hand, smiling with hope. I whispered softly, "This is just the beginning of a safer, happier life for you, my dear." And as we walked out into the sunlight, I felt a sense of relief and victory. The truth had won. Harris's voice had been heard, and his courage had changed everything. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories. The end.